Good afternoon, and thank you for coming. My name is Manfred Mecoy, and I'm an associate with the Ohio Public Interest Research Group. Ohio PIRG is a statewide, nonprofit, nonpartisan public interest organization. I'd like to take a moment to thank Congresswoman Kilroy for joining me today. After my presentation and her statement, we'll take your questions. Today, we're here to release Ohio PIRG's 24th Annual Toy Safety Report, Trouble in Toyland. This report has led to at least 130 recalls and other actions to get dangerous toys off of toy shelves. We'll cover three things today. First, progress we've seen in the last year regarding toy hazards. Second, what kinds of toys are on the market today that are hazardous. And finally, the new website that PIRG has launched today to help keep children safe. In 2008, Congress responded to an unprecedented wave of toy recalls by passing a law to revamp the Consumer Product Safety Commission to better enable it to protect America's children from unsafe toys. In addition to expanding the agency's budget and staff, the Consumer Product Safety Improvement Act gave the CPSC more tools to speed recalls of dangerous toys, ban toxic lead and phthalates from children's products, and establish mandatory testing of children's toys and other children's products. But there's no magic wand to fix the CPSC, and making our products safer won't happen overnight. Restoring consumer confidence in the products we buy will take the continued hard work of the CPSC and responsible retailers and manufacturers. For example, because the law's pre-market testing and certification requirement went into effect in September for toys made after that date, many toys may be on shelves now and have not been tested. This fall, Ohio PIRG's researchers found hazards on store shelves. Consumers shopping for children should watch out for choking and toxic hazards. To help them do this, PIRG has launched a new mobile website to help you keep toy safety at your fingertips, www.toysafety.mobi. Consumers can also use this mobile website to report toys they think may be unsafe. I want to demonstrate 4 hazards that PIRG researchers found on store shelves in the last month. First, choking hazards, then lead in toys, then a toxic chemical called phthalates, and finally, noise hazards. We all know that toddlers put just about everything in their mouths. In the past 2 years, at least 13 children have choked to death on balloons, balls, toys, or toy parts. And in 2009, the CPSC has recalled at over 5.3 million toys or children's products due to choking hazards. The CPSC prohibits the sale of toys for children under the age of 3, if the toy or any part of the toy fits in a small parts choke test cylinder. The law also requires a prominent, explicit warning label for toys for children between the ages of 3 and 6 if the toy or any part of the toy has a small part. Because children have choked on toys that pass the choke tube test, PIRG continues to advocate that the CPSC enlarge the size of the small part choke test cylinder. To see if a toy poses a choking hazard, parents should use a bigger test cylinder that everyone has in their home, an empty toilet paper roll. If a toy fits in this tube, it is not safe for children under the age of 3. Now I want to talk about lead in children's toys and jewelry. We're all familiar with the dangers posed by lead. Lead has been banned in paint since 1977 and in gasoline for nearly as long. Lead is a powerful neurotoxin that causes chronic problems. It lowers IQ and causes behavioral problems. In August, tough new safety limits for lead in paint and children's products went into effect. So far in 2009, the CPSC has recalled over 1.3 million toys, children's jewelry, and other children's products due to violations of the lead standard. Ohio PIRG researchers visited national retailers and found 3 toys or pieces of children's jewelry that contained high levels of lead. For example, we found a cell phone charm that failed the lead test we commissioned at a certified EPA lab. It contained 71% lead by weight. Now I'd like to talk about a toxic chemical called phthalates in children's toys. These chemicals are used to make plastic softer and have been connected to adverse reproductive and developmental effects. Children are most vulnerable to these health effects. 6 types of phthalates were banned in the Product Safety Act of 2008. Children's products containing more than 0.1% phthalates are banned. Our laboratory testing showed 2 children's products we found that contain this toxic chemical. For example, this child's purse contains 1 banned phthalate at an estimated concentration of 54,000 parts per million, or about 5.4%. Last, I'd like to talk about noise hazards. Almost 15% of children aged 6 to 17 show some signs of hearing loss. In March 2007, the American Society for Testing and Materials adopted a voluntary standard for toys, setting the loudness threshold for most toys at 85 decibels, and for toys that are to be used close to children's ears at 65 decibels. The Consumer Product Safety Improvement Act made most of the ASTM standards mandatory. We found toys like this one on store shelves that may not meet these standards. In fact, when this toy was tested, it was found that it was louder than 85 decibels at a short distance. Congress gave the CPSC new tools to help keep America's children safe. We hope that they will continue to vigorously use these tools, and it's up to Congress to give CPSC the funding it needs to fulfill these new responsibilities.